his bitch ass tried to go to Madison.
We're good with this guy?
Yeah, we're gonna go this way.
Right this way, Mr. Ryan.
Everyone who is between the officers, Northwest Marshal between 13th and 14th. Proceed one at a time to Northwest 14th and Marshal.
I don't know what do I do with my face.
Prepare to be escorted out by
What do you do in situation?
failure to comply will subject you to arrest.
Here we go.
Thanks.
All right, we're going this way.
Where's my friend?
Which one's your friend?
I want a Segway.
Oh, we can go this way then. I didn't know you guys together.
Are you with the Segway guy?
Yes.
Segway.
Segway. Sorry, we didn't know that.
You did.
Okay. People are dropping. Well, yeah, I don't know. The connection's being weird and laggy right now. I would love to have some people that get.
You all know Johnson? Johnson, the
Yeah, I would like to.
Lieutenant Johnson?
Yeah. Fucking BTS motherfucker. He looks like Kid from Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He didn't even get hired for long.
All right. Yeah, people are still slowly getting released. They're slowly, one by one, getting walked out of the area after photos are taken. Yeah, stuff is freezing up at the moment. Yeah, I don't believe anything I can do to fix it. Yeah, there's nothing really I can do to fix that right now. I've restarted the stream a few times. But yeah. I'm gonna walk around the block a bit.
So the press isn't allowed to be out there? I've been pressed for a while. Why aren't we allowed to record that? We have a right to record that.
I was gonna say, the guy told me.
Why are we being escorted out when we're there to record that? You guys dismiss the legal observers first as if they're there to observe anything, it's this. They're not just there to observe us gathering. You guys didn't even declare it a riot, an unlawful assembly, nothing. You just fucking got us as soon as we started marching. The Environmental Protection Agency ruled that you poisoned our entire water supply. We have a right to and a civic duty to be marching. Nice to meet you. I'm Jesus. God is time. You don't age well. God hates you. God fucking hates you. Quit your job or whistleblow. The only good cop is a whistleblower. You're not convincing us that good cops exist by watching each other commit war crimes. I don't have any. I'm a homeless person. Would you like to buy me shoes? My Cash App is funny, smart, strong. Please do. Okay, cool. What? Do I hang around here? No, I have a car.
Oh, you have a car?
Yeah.
Like, where do you stay at?
Just around in my car.
Okay. I'm just wondering so I can find you. The empty building? If I see you around, I will buy you shoes.
Okay, I'm always out here. I'm the one that shouts that I'm Jesus and what's in the bag.
Come on, baby.
You remember what's in the bag?
No, what's in the bag?
Yeah, that's me. The scooter bitch?
What is in the bag?
I don't have a scooter anymore.
But what's in the bag, though?
Exactly. You guys all go into that building with huge duffel bags. I grew up in America where we didn't trust middle schoolers. I went to a middle school where you had to have a translucent bag like a goddamn airport and metal detectors. But we're trusting notorious domestic terrorists, the police. Because, and you're watching it. You're watching it. Even the tear gas alone, it was all expired. This is war crimes. You're attacking the medics, the press, all of that is against the Geneva Convention. And people are like, but that only applies to other countries. Okay, it's worse if it's our own citizens. That's worse. That's worse. What? We have a mayor who ran after poisoning our whole city from the Environmental Protection Agency under a Trump era. We have a mayor who ran for mayor of the city and then went into hiding. I'm a homeless person. I shit in your grocery stores. I hang out in them for fun. We're virus vectors. The homeless person's problems are no longer the homeless person's. We have a pandemic. We have multiple pandemics. It's a rapidly mutating virus.
Yeah, pan means multiple.
Shut up!
Demics means those things.
Anyways, God is time, and this is apocalypse. People are like, oh, you're really rude for Jesus. Read the book. I don't come back for fun. I already did that. Unfortunately, you're Jesus too, and you're really bad at it. You should whistleblow or quit your job. You're not convincing us that good cops exist while we watch you watch each other commit war crimes. That's sense. We have a religious right not just to be a Christian, but to be Jesus. It was his whole message. I'm an atheist, but I have a religious goddamn right to be Jesus, and I know about God. God is time. God means something that controls everything. They fucked up and raised me in AA. I got to choose my own higher power. And then I realized I was right. And I realized I was Jesus, and I was like, fuck. I grew up on drugs, in AA meetings, by Munchausen by proxy people. And then I tried to get better. I found out when I had a baby in my stomach, and I needed to learn fast. I was like, so my uncle brought me up to Washington and said, Nana had Munchausen. And then I realized they all had Munchausen. And then I realized we all have Munchausen. I tried to get better, and I couldn't because my environment wouldn't let me. They don't see sanity. You understand? You get called out to things that aren't emergencies every day. That's Munchausen. That's a Munchausen. Do you know how many times my parents called the police on me for nothing? You ever seen those kids? And you can't do anything because they're white collar. And you can't do anything because our foster system is broken. It's broken. Even our systems that protect kids are broken to the point where doctors don't even report it. I can't go to doctors. That's why I'm homeless. I can't get disability. My disability prevents me from going to doctors. They were used to hurt me. And your government has known this because I need to say it to get food stamps. It's been the spiel every time. I don't even have an ID. From the last time I was homeless when my mother decided that she needed to get laid more than a daughter. I died on Facebook Live, and you guys revived me. I was found with a jaw that was completely dislocated. Had to be surgically relocated on a ventilator. You want to know why I sound like Reptar? I woke up screaming on a ventilator. And she did that for a man. And then she did it again using you guys to circumvent tenants' rights. She woke me up in on a live video when I was asleep. She used her state-paid caregiver to assault me. He broke a door on my back. I didn't even retaliate. It's all on video. I had a legal right to. Do you know how many times I've had a legal right to hurt my mom? She's threatened to stab me. I've called you because of it with a knife in her hand because her grower cut her off. Eminem wouldn't have sold so many records if you didn't relate to him. This world has Munchausen, and it's why he throttles his fans and doesn't care. He can't get better. Nobody lets him. She knows that I won't survive the pandemic. I have autoimmune disease. I grew up from common colds, getting pneumonia and bronchitis. every month, every year. I missed 100 days of school a year. They were making me sick on purpose. I vomited 12 to 15 times a day. Your immune system is in your gut. Oh yeah, you have to go commit war crimes, that's right. I'm the daughter of a shot caller. My father was in prison my whole life. You guys arrest people and then they end up in the KKK because they'd have to survive. Your recruitment for the KKK. You recruit for the Aryan brotherhood every day.
There's actually, like, what's going on legally right now? They're going to be getting rid of IPO.
My father grew up, he was the son of a rock star.
See you guys later.
He's the son of a rock star who got taken away by DHS at 9. He ran away from his group home because kids were pooping in his shoes. He grew up in Detroit, Michigan, homeless since he was 9. When my mom met him, everyone called him God. Everywhere they went. In the city I'm named after. I'm the daughter of a shot caller and a slam poet. I'm the daughter of a man who called himself God and a fucking slam poet. I was never meant to function. We live in a world full of people who revere themselves as God, and nobody bats an eye at it. Look at Eminem, right? But if somebody says they're Jesus, they're crazy. But every day, nobody blinks an eye at the ones who call themselves God. Like you. Whenever you abuse your power or watch your officers do it, because that's accomplished before the fact. You want to know why my family picked me to abuse? Because I had the most potential for success. Narcissists hate that. You ever had a bitchy girlfriend? Hates when you succeed? Put you down? A bitchy mom? A bitchy dad who hit you? He was probably a cop, too. The only good cop is a whistleblower. You're not convincing us that there are good cops when you're watching each other commit war crimes, use expired munitions against us for the better part of a year now. Are you done? Last night you came out. I see you guys on the dating apps. You'll see me. My profile says Jesus. Explains the whole spiel. We are time travelers. We're time travelers. We just can't manipulate it. But we travel through time. We can fuck up the timeline just as much as the time traveler can. This is holy times. These are holy times. This is probably the holiest generation ever. We're the birth of the internet. We're a rapid advancement of technology in too short of a time. You think we're not being studied for the rest of forever? You're wrong. The internet is eternal life. Religion, obsolete. It used to be necessary. It's what separates us from the dodo birds. We had to keep people in line. But we learn right from wrong, not from church anymore, but online. We manifest our entire identities online. That's eternal life. Back in the desert, 1,400 years ago, if you said, hey, what if when we needed help we could just ask? Would that not be heaven? I can go right now and say, I need help. The other day I needed a car battery, otherwise I wasn't going to be able to move. And I had it in 10 minutes. That's heaven. Rush Limbaugh, that's hell. That's hell. That motherfucker went to hell. I almost got a tattoo about it. Because of the law of probability, it only makes sense that it was a prophecy. And unfortunately, I'm the son of a dude who called himself God, raised by a lady named Mary.
Who recognizes this picture?
Yeah.
All of our race.
Who recognizes the people in the picture?
I know.
Her name's Sugar Love, by the way.
Who your poor
She plays the
picture is
flute.
making information.
She feeds homeless people rotten food.
Just take it. yesterday?
I'll let him talk. I did enough talking. I'm mad. Hello.
And street car 76.
Out in the middle, not refusing so.
76 Roland Bond's, the error message,
Let me go record that. I think that you guys are hurting them, and I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus. This is a table that needs to be flipped. Money cannot control everything. I leave y'all alone. Let y'all have free will until you create a timeline that's going to lead to apocalypse. Any war that's started in this day and age has a potential and a likelihood to become nuclear. And you're going to be the one that did it. You guys are drowning our grandchildren.
street car 79 is on that road.
I've had a medical card since I was 18. I don't give a fuck. But thank you. That's my favorite game, smoke weed at cops.
79 in car 5, let's do reverse.
It's the only thing I was ever good at, it turns out.
12 reverse, thank you.
Your feet is not cold.
I just kind of don't give a fuck.
Oh. They'll freeze it.
I take a lot of gabapentin.
34.
And it's up, and it's up, and it's up. It's up. Thank you. Music is medicine.
That man had the drums. He should have damn, you know, that little boy, little drummer boy. Oh my God. Music is medicine. It's meditation.
I like screamed away my voice. I have a speaker with a microphone. I'd like to make it into a backpack so that I can not scream.
Yeah.
They call me Reptar. I'm a trans man, and they just like insinuate I'm masculine in the comments all day. And like, that's why I'm trans. The first time I remember that my entire class making fun of me, calling me a boy, I was 3 years old. This world told me I was a man way before I said I was one. I have a beard. And when I shaved it, it hurt so bad because it grows in slow.
You get ingrown hair.
Your makeup is fucking on
I
point.
tried. It was like my first
On
time. I
point.
think I paid that. I did all right.
You got this. I've been learning jujitsu. I think that's why I'm more comfortable being barefoot.
Yeah,
I'm barefoot a lot doing that.
You probably cussed. Oh, thank you. The first person said, excuse me. Thank you. I like the manners. You know? Yeah. It just kept walking. I was about to say something. Can't remember my religion.
If I was going to follow a religion, I'd follow the religion of doing what a time traveler would do if they were us. I say that we're all time travelers, but we're actually a time traveler's wet dream. The time traveler is plagued by predeterminism. They can't change shit. We can. Everything we do matters. We're in holy times. You should whistle blow. I know you're listening. I've literally died over it. When I was homeless a year ago, 2 years ago, I got dropped off by the police at an AA place in Tacoma, Washington. And they followed me. We had a good conversation. They followed me on social media. I told them I'm Jesus. Gave them the spiel. Told them it all just makes sense if you say God's time. Jesus was a human. Why do we drink his fucking blood and eat his body? We're him. If Jesus came back for the apocalypse and we're all like, hi, I'm Jesus, what would he say? If Jesus met a man who called himself Jesus, how would he treat him? The Bible isn't even about what Jesus did, it's about how people treated him. And I did it. Homeless. Just savagely attacked by a fucking AA group. As soon as I got there, they tried to tell me that I wasn't allowed to be there because I was homeless. And I said, you found the wrong one. And I went to every one of their meetings until they kicked me out in the business meetings. And I went to the other homeless people and I said, are they not letting you in there either? And they said, no, they're not. So they're not letting the homeless people get their solution in Tacoma, Washington, and Parkland. On my birthday, they called the police on me 3 times. Finally, by the 3rd time, I told the police officer, I said, you're being used as a weapon. Is this what you go to work for? They eventually stopped coming to my calls. And they had asked me what I do at night. I said, I dance. And I train myself to fight with this chain in case I need to defend myself. I'm a disabled person. And they flashed by 3 or 4 times and shown their lights and cheered for me. And I've been terrified of police for a long time. I'd watch the AA people call the police on me for nothing because they know I'm autistic and I don't commit crimes. I just make people uncomfortable, which I have a right to do. And you can't take away my civil rights unless I confuse it with God. I'm not God. I'm just an observer who is got the hell-stricken talent to articulate everything. I dropped my cigarettes. I have another pack in my car. I barely know where the fuck I parked. And my friends are over there. What are you guys doing? I'm Jesus, and I have a legitimate right to observe that. I have a religious right to observe that. I've been Jesus a lot. Online, very publicly. And I've dealt with a lot of fucking bad behavior because of it. The thing is, I'm not crazy because I'm Jesus. I'm crazy because this world is predetermined to abuse me because I'm the un-Munchausen, the un-narcissist. And Uncle Sam is a narcissist. And that's how it got Munchausen. Like my family, they were narcissists who couldn't spank their kids anymore. So they opted for biological terrorism, which made their narcissism become Munchausen by proxy. Attention. Revenge is a form of attention. Attention is a spectrum from exploitation to neglect. And people only view attention as exploitation. But it's a spectrum. There's a lot of different forms of attention. Number 1 is money. We made COVID worse and profited a lot. It's money laundering with a knife to our necks. Well, everybody's fucking imprisoned, including the working class. They're indentured servitude. They're indentured servants. If you work your whole life only to get housing, that's the only thing it buys. With a knife to your neck. Of poverty. Poverty is a knife to the neck. When money is security, what does Jesus do? Because the only thing that God let me be is Jesus. I have no potential to do any other job. And I didn't want to be. I was going to learn from Eminem mistakes. Just not be public. I'll be famous after I'm dead. I'm a descendant of Mark Twain and a rock star's baby who grew up homeless in Detroit, ended up a shot caller. He wasn't racist before, and you guys recruited him for the KKK. He got arrested for a petty crime and was put in a cell with a child molester and killed him. I'm the daughter of a murderer. And you already know I saw it. You know they do it. On purpose. He had 2 baby girls. He grew up homeless. Since 9. What do you think he does when he's put in the cell with a child molester? He probably defended himself. You guys robbed me of a father. A whole generation. Have you ever heard of the Rat City experiment? Have you ever heard of it? This guy, he really liked rats. And he wanted a big city full of rats. But every time the population got to a certain size, the whole colony collapsed. The whole colony. Rats' population, they can only get so big, otherwise it completely collapses. That's what's happening. He classified it, he did it multiple times, and it's talked about a lot because other scientists study it. It's called the Rat City experiment. And he classified it into 4 different phases. And the last one is the death generation. The mothers start neglecting their kids. Poverty causes neglect and domestic violence. We need universal basic income now. We do. We can make 1 million fucking programs to try to help poverty and like do social services like that and waste a lot of time we don't have. At 97% wealth inequality, we're no longer keeping anybody who doesn't need it out. I don't know any rich men who just want to have the government pick through their finances with a fine-tooth comb. That's what you have to do to get social services. They don't do that. If I just went to the government and said, I'm disabled, just watch some of my live streams, would you employ me? I've said I'm Jesus online for years. Would you employ me? Can't even tell people my name without them knowing I'm a protester. Because you guys shot my friend in the face in front of me for playing a song called Black Lives Matter. And then the pool of his blood landed on a piece of graffiti that said "The Revolution," and it's the first line of the song. It's a revolution, man. I chained myself to the parking meter next to it. And I went viral on Reddit because I didn't realize that they could see my past posts. Once upon a time, I used to be able to sell nudes for a living until I became too disabled to do that and started asking for donations. I invented the donations thing. Honestly, whenever I first started it, people were like, what? Donations? What do you mean? I was a streamer online because I needed help way before these protests. I've eaten a pack of cigarettes on live before. That's the only thing people pay attention to. If now is not the time for Jesus, when is? We're going towards an absolute colony collapse. We're separating children from parents for fun, which is half of what Eminem rapped about. Perhaps it's related to Munchausen. You're stealing fathers who were the son of rock stars and only wanted to do good after doing heroin for the first time when he was 4. They took away because he was found in the trunk of a Volkswagen while his mom was buying his brothers and sisters toys. She'd burn his hands on the stove and lock him in rooms, only feed him Pop-Tarts slid under the door. He grew up crack and pimping. That's all he knew. He grew up on the streets, homeless, of Detroit, Michigan. After being the son of a rock star, you can look him up, Calvin Freeman. He was the steel guitarist in a band called Gallery. They toured with Hall & Oates and Willie Nelson. My dad smoked a joint on Willie Nelson's lap when he was 4. And then he grew up on the streets. And then you guys set him up to be a murderer by putting him in a cell with a child molester. And then I didn't get a father. I got a white supremacist with Viking tattoos all over him. A demon tattooed on the back of his head that I had to hit whenever he fought his wife on Thanksgiving in front of me after I had been homeless 12 times before I was even 18. My Nana died and my Papa Ted in a year. The rest of my family, I was the scapegoat child. So they just moved me every month. I had already graduated high school because I did that sophomore year at 16. There was no safety net from the school to help me, to notice the abuse. I ended up having to stay with my dad fresh out of prison and fight him because he was choking his wife, and I won. I beat a shot caller at 17. I pinned him. I found the pressure points. My brain just knew how. I'm fucking Jesus. I'm the son of God. I lived through trauma too. My genes know his trauma. I'm the son of that. I'm the son of a shot caller and a slam poet. It was never meant to function. I missed 100 days of school a year and had an IEP. How was I supposed to ever work? IEP should transfer to disability. We should let people just go say I'm disabled and get disability. Automation is happening. We need universal basic income. What if it was optional? What if people who needed it asked, and like the few people who abuse it, like so what? The price of poverty is really high. I have no shoes on here. I can lose a limb. Because of you guys. My friend Chris used to always have no shoes. He was homeless, and he would stand on the right line. You guys loved to shoot at him. He was obviously crazy. He spoke in like riddles. You should whistle blow because you've observed a lot of war crimes.